there are viral creators, and then there's IShowSpeed. In just a few years, the Ohio-born streamer went from screaming over FIFA packs in his bedroom to breaking the internet with live streams that pull millions of views in minutes. He's been banned, demonetized, memed, and praised, sometimes all in the same week. Love him or hate him, you can't look away. And that's exactly the problem, because Speed isn't just an entertainer. He's a living, breathing stress test for YouTube's algorithm. His chaotic, unpredictable energy pushes every boundary the platform tries to enforce, forcing the system to choose between what performs and what's safe. The algorithm rewards watch time, comments, and emotion. Three things Speed delivers in excess. But when that formula starts favoring controversy over control, the cracks in YouTube's business model begin to show. But before we get into today's video, I'm trying to reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy deep dives like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and help me get to 1,000. Alright, let's get into it. So here's the uncomfortable truth. Speed's success exposes just how fragile YouTube's machine really is. The platform's obsession with engagement, the clicks, the rage, the endless scroll has turned its creators into both gold mines and ticking time bombs. And if one explosion gets too big, it doesn't just shake up trending tabs. It can send ripples through advertisers, investors, and even YouTube's stock itself. Who is IShowSpeed, and why he's an algorithmic anomaly? To understand why IShowSpeed is such a phenomenon and such a problem, you have to know how he got here. Darren Watkins Jr. started like countless other creators, streaming video games to a handful of viewers in his bedroom. But unlike most, he turned every second into pure chaos, screaming at referees in FIFA, barking like a dog mid-stream, setting off fireworks indoors. Speed doesn't just react to the game, he becomes the entertainment. That unpredictability is his signature. You never know if you'll get laughter, shock, or a meltdown. And that's exactly what keeps millions watching. His streams feel unscripted, raw, and emotionally explosive, a mix of slapstick humor and unfiltered energy that mirrors the chaotic pulse of internet culture itself. He's not carefully curated like other creators. He's volatile by design. Compare that to MrBeast, YouTube's model citizen and advertiser's dream. MrBeast's videos are polished, wholesome, and meticulously optimized for retention. IShowSpeed, on the other hand, is YouTube's algorithmic nightmare. Impossible to predict, hard to moderate, and constantly towing the line between viral genius and PR disaster. And yet, the algorithm can't resist him. Every outburst, every wild reaction, every clip fuels engagement metrics that YouTube loves. Longer watch times, rapid comment sections, and an endless cycle of shares. But his virality doesn't fit the safe mold that brands want to advertise on. He's proof that the same system designed to reward connection can just as easily amplify chaos. The YouTube algorithm, how it really works, and why it's fragile. YouTube likes to make its recommendation system sound like magic, but at its core, it's math. Every video you see on your homepage is there because of a few key metrics: watch time, click-through rate, CTR, and engagement. In simple terms, if people click on a video, watch most of it, and interact through likes, comments, or shares, the algorithm assumes it's good content and pushes it to more viewers. That system sounds fair until you realize what it actually rewards. The algorithm doesn't understand truth, quality, or even morality. It only understands attention. If a video keeps people watching, even out of outrage or shock, it wins. This creates what some experts call the feedback loop of emotion. The more extreme the reaction a video provokes, the more likely the algorithm is to promote it. Outrage fuels engagement, engagement fuels exposure, and exposure fuels more outrage. Enter IShowSpeed. His content is an algorithm's dream. High energy, unpredictable, and emotionally charged from start to finish. Every yell, every surprise, every chaotic reaction keeps audiences glued to the screen. The AI sees that retention spike and thinks, viewers love this, show it to everyone. It doesn't care why people are watching, just that they are. But that's also the system's greatest weakness. When emotional volatility becomes the main driver of discovery, nuance gets buried. Creators like Speed, whether they mean to or not, exploit the code by tapping into what the algorithm values most: attention at any cost. And when millions of users are hooked on chaos, the machine keeps feeding them more, not realizing it's slowly training itself to prioritize volatility over value. In other words, the algorithm isn't isn't broken, it's working exactly as designed. That's the scary part. Speed versus the system. The monetization meltdown. Here's where things get messy, not just for speed, but for YouTube's business model itself. The same algorithm that catapults creators like IShowSpeed to viral fame also pushes the platform into a dangerous balancing act between performance and profitability. Because while speed brings in astronomical engagement numbers, he's also a walking red flag for advertisers. YouTube's advertiser-friendly guidelines are built to protect brands from controversy. No explicit language, no violence, no harmful behavior. But Speed's content thrives in those exact gray areas. One day he's dancing with fans and breaking view records. The next, he's getting temporarily banned or demonetized for crossing another unpredictable line. His audience eats it up, but advertisers see risk, not reach. This is what industry insiders call the advertiser pull-out effect. When brands lose trust that their ads will appear next to safe content, they don't just pull from one creator, they pull from the platform entirely. It's happened before. Think back to the adpocalypse, when PewDiePie's controversies triggered massive ad freezes across YouTube. Stockholders noticed, Alphabet's value dipped, and YouTube scrambled to rebuild trust. Now, imagine that scenario multiplied by the rise of creators like Speed, where unpredictability isn't the exception, but the norm. YouTube's AI might love the engagement, but its finance team hates the volatility. Every time Speed trends, the system faces an impossible question: promote what performs or protect what pays? If chaotic content keeps dominating the algorithm, brands could see YouTube as unmanageable, and the ripple effect wouldn't stop at demonetization. It could hit ad revenue, investor confidence, and ultimately YouTube's stock performance. Because in the end, one creator's chaos isn't just entertainment, it's a business risk disguised as a live stream. The investor angle. Could one creator actually affect the stock? At first glance, it sounds crazy. How could one YouTuber yelling at a video game possibly shake a company worth over $1 trillion? But here's the thing. Platforms like YouTube don't move markets through individuals, they move them through patterns. And IShowSpeed isn't just a creator, he's a warning sign of a growing, uncontrollable trend that could spook advertisers and investors alike. YouTube's revenue machine depends heavily on ad dollars, and those ads rely on trust. The trust that brands can safely place their products next to content that won't cause PR nightmares. When creators like Speed dominate the trending page, it creates a perception problem. YouTube looks like a platform it can't fully control. That perception alone can trigger panic. We've seen it before. When PewDiePie's 2017 controversies hit headlines, major advertisers, from Coca-Cola to AT&T, temporarily pulled campaigns, forcing YouTube to overhaul its policies overnight. The result? Billions lost in ad revenue and a noticeable dip in Alphabet's market confidence. That single creator didn't destroy YouTube's stock, but he did reveal how fragile the platform's business model really was. Now, fast forward to today. Speed represents a new kind of risk, one powered by live content, viral unpredictability, and algorithmic amplification. If his behavior sparks another ad backlash, the chain reaction could mirror those past crises. Advertisers pause spending, revenue drops, investor anxiety rises, stock wobbles. Alphabet's other ventures, Google Cloud, Pixel, AI, may cushion the blow, but YouTube remains a core growth engine. And if it's seen as unstable or unpoliced, even a small creator-driven controversy could cast a long shadow over Wall Street's faith in the platform. Because in the investor world, perception is performance, and chaos doesn't play well on the balance sheet. The algorithm exposed. Let's be honest, the title Algorithm Exposed isn't just clickbait. IShowSpeed's rise has pulled back the curtain on how YouTube really works, and it's not the clean, controlled system the company wants you to believe it is. His career is living proof that the algorithm doesn't chase creativity, morality, or meaning. It chases emotion. The stronger the reaction, the higher the reward. Here's the uncomfortable truth. YouTube's algorithm is addicted to chaos. Its AI doesn't distinguish between positive and negative engagement. It only measures intensity. If people are furious, shocked, or laughing uncontrollably, it counts all of that as success. That's why content like Speed's thrives. His streams are a storm of raw emotion, constant unpredictability, and instant feedback from millions of viewers. The algorithm sees that and goes, "Perfect. perfect. More of that. But that's exactly what makes it fragile. When emotion becomes the main currency of success, stability collapses. Outrage and chaos can't be scaled forever without consequences. For creators, for advertisers, and for the platform's long-term health. The AI keeps feeding viewers what hooks them, unaware that it's reshaping the culture of YouTube itself. Speed's case exposes a bigger existential problem. YouTube has built an ecosystem that rewards volatility. The more creators mimic his energy to win the algorithm, the more the system spirals into emotional overload, a place where calm, thoughtful content can't compete. If YouTube doesn't recalibrate soon, shifting from raw engagement to balanced, value-based metrics, it risks becoming its own worst enemy. A platform that rewards chaos will eventually consume itself, eroding user trust, advertiser faith, and the financial foundation it's built on. Speed didn't hack the algorithm. He simply showed us how it was wired, and that might be YouTube's biggest vulnerability yet. The cultural mirror, what Speed's popularity says about us. At some point, we have to stop and ask, why do we love watching IShowSpeed? Why are millions drawn to his over-the-top reactions, wild meltdowns, and unfiltered chaos? The easy answer is entertainment. But the deeper truth is that Speed reflects us, the online generation raised on dopamine hits, memes, and the thrill of unpredictability. Speed's appeal isn't just his energy, it's his authenticity. He's not scripted, polished, or pretending to be brand safe. He's raw, emotional, and completely himself, for better or worse. In an era where influencers carefully curate every frame, Speed's spontaneity feels real. That realness, messy as it is, cuts through the noise of corporate content and reminds viewers that imperfection is more relatable than perfection. But his popularity also reveals something uncomfortable about modern internet culture. We're addicted to chaos. We don't just scroll for connection anymore, we scroll for shock. The algorithm feeds that hunger, serving us what keeps us watching the longest, even if it's the digital equivalent of junk food. It's a psychological loop. We crave unpredictability. The algorithm amplifies it. The platform profits. Advertisers panic. In that loop, Speed is both the product and the mirror. His fame shows us how far we've drifted toward valuing reaction over reflection, emotion over reason. It's not just his story, it's ours. Because the real algorithm isn't just in YouTube's code, it's in our brains. The future of YouTube's algorithm and the creator economy. IShowSpeed didn't set out to expose YouTube's deepest flaws, but he did. His rise proves that the platform's success hinges not on creativity or community, but on engagement at all costs. Every yell, every viral moment, every chaotic clip reveals a system that rewards emotion over ethics, reaction over reflection, and that system, as powerful as it is, can't sustain itself forever. If YouTube wants to protect its long-term stability, financially and culturally, it has two options: evolve or implode. Either it reforms its algorithm to value meaningful engagement over raw emotion, or it continues down a path where outrage and volatility dominate. And as advertisers grow uneasy and investors watch closely, the consequences could move from the comment section straight to the stock chart. Speed may be unpredictable, but the lesson he offers is crystal clear. YouTube's future depends on whether it can balance performance with principle, whether it can keep people watching without losing what made the platform trustworthy in the first place. Because at the end of the day, Speed might not crash YouTube's stock himself, but he's the mirror showing us just how fragile the system really is. What do you think? Is Speed exposing YouTube's biggest flaw, or just playing the game better than anyone else? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, and if you found this breakdown interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into the wild world of creators and algorithms.